Coming up tonight on News Central 34, state troopers arrest a suspect that was involved in a local shooting Saturday night.
And a smoke-free policy review group has been formed by Central Michigan University Human Resources. We have further details in our report.
Now in high definition, Mount Pleasant's own News Central 34 at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ashley Raymond.
And I'm Joe Gebhardt. In our top story tonight, a weird situation leaves many scratching their heads in Isabella County this evening. Troopers from the Mount Pleasant Post arrested a man on charges of attempted murder for firing shots at a vehicle with people inside. The shooting happened Saturday night in Isabella County's Gilmore Township. David Osborne was arraigned this afternoon on multiple charges, including assault with intent to murder. Investigators say 3 acquaintances of Osborne showed up at his house and used their car to rough up Osborne's lawn and driveway. Later, Osborne left a message with the 3 people and asked them to come back so he could shoot them. The 3 returned, and that's when Osborne fired several rounds from a shotgun into their car.
He was mad about them, tearing up his yard or his driveway. It appears that part of it they backed into the homeowner's garage, and then lit up the tires inside his garage, and then continued through his driveway. The subjects returned to the house or to the property where the turfing occurred, and the subject did in fact discharge a 12-gauge shotgun at the vehicle, striking it several times.
Although no one was struck, alcohol is believed to have been involved at the time of the accident.
A 29-year-old Iona man is in police custody this evening in connection with the murder of a woman in Pearson Township. The Montcalm County Sheriff's Office says the unnamed man is suspected of killing 31-year-old Julie Danielson. Police were responding to a report of an assault early Saturday morning when they found Danielson's body in the basement of a home in Pearson Township. The Sheriff's Department says the suspect is an acquaintance of the victim and has been in police custody since early on in the investigation. Danielson was the mother to 4-year-old twin boys. The case remains under investigation. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department says they've identified the body of a woman found dead at a boat launch on a Lake Liberty Township Saturday. Authorities said the body is of 63-year-old Addison Township woman. Right now, police are treating the investigation as a homicide. The woman's identity has not been released.
A freak accident in Kalamazoo claimed the life of a 23-year-old emergency medical technician while several others were badly hurt. Just after 3 a.m. Sunday morning on the US 131 business loop north of downtown Kalamazoo, a car with 3 off-duty Pride ambulance employees lost control on the curve and rolled. One person was thrown from the vehicle. A nurse and an off-duty Kalamazoo County Sheriff's deputy stopped to help when a second car lost control at the same curve and went through the crash site. 2 women are in critical condition and 3 others are hospitalized but in stable condition.
For most people, taking out the garbage means they fill up the trash bin, take it to the curb, and a truck takes it away. But for those who want to know what really happens to their trash, there's a Grand Rapids garbage tour run by Grand Rapids Community College professor Sarah Yabb. The tour takes participants to the city's landfill, its recycling plant, and its waste-to-energy plant. Officials say the process reduces the amount of trash that goes to the landfill by about 90% and generates about 100,000 megawatts of energy per year. People who have attended the tour thus far include manufacturers who want to know more about the city's waste cycle and businesses that want to become more green.
A new report finds the wage gap between the rich and poor growing larger here in Michigan. Over the last 30 years, the report by the Center on Budget Policy and Priorities found that the poorest 20% of Michiganders lost 4% of their income, while the richest 5% saw a 50% gain. Karen Holcomb-Merrill, Policy Director at the Michigan League for Public Policy, says when many people lost high-paying manufacturing jobs, they were pushed out of the middle class after finding work in the low-paying service sector. Holcomb-Merrill is now calling for a more progressive tax code and policies that shrink the income gap.
Governor Rick Snyder has filed a grant application to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to collaborate with the federal government on a state partnership health exchange. The proposed health market would establish a state-run online market where Michigan residents could shop for private health care insurance coverage. Under President Barack Obama health care law, each state must decide whether to operate its own insurance exchange, let the federal government do it, or form a partnership which state and federal agencies would play different roles. The state Senate has approved the system, but the House has delayed action because its Republican majority opposes President Obama's plan. The next major milestone is December 14th, when states must declare if they wish to operate in their own exchanges.
A resurgent auto industry and growth in high-wage sectors in the professional, business, and scientific services will add nearly 51,000 jobs in 2013 and another 63,000 in 2014 in Michigan, according to the annual University of Michigan economic forecast. Economic George Fulton notes that it's not hard to feel upbeat about the Michigan economy. The housing market is showing signs of life. The highest wage sectors have seen the most rapid growth, while the unemployment rate has dropped by 5% since 2009. Fulton and his colleagues predict moderate growth over the next 2 years, but even then the state will have recovered just 1/3 of jobs lost between 2000 and 2009.
According to government reports released today, more than 300,000 homeowners have received $26 billion in relief under the terms of foreclosure abuse settlements. 5 of the country's largest home mortgages lenders have modified home loans, reduced interest rates, and foreign debt as a part of communities they made in February. The bank claims that borrowers will save an average of $409 a month. Only mortgages held by the banks or owned by investors who approve the modifiers are eligible for relief under the new settlement.
December 12th will mark the opening of the Firekeepers Casino Hotel. The Battle Creek-based casino has been open for a little over 3 years, and the new lodging is now being touted as a resort-style hotel. The new hotel will have 242 rooms with an indoor pool, exercise facility, full-service restaurant, and a business center. The hotel includes a multi-purpose center that can be used for events such as concerts.
The Central Michigan University Human Resources Department has formed a work group to reevaluate the smoke-free policy on Central's campus. The current smoke policy, formed back in 2008, forbids individuals from smoking within 25 feet of an entrance or exit, air duct, or window near any campus facility. Smoking is also not permitted inside any university building. According to CM Life, the group consists of administrators, faculty, residents, and members of the SGA. The group is scheduled to meet several times during the remainder of the fall and spring semester to discuss improvements to the current smoke-free policy. Once the group has had time to form an opinion and find evidence for or against the current policy, they'll present a recommendation to the university.
A new education funding proposal may fundamentally change education in Michigan. The proposed Michigan Public Education Finance Act would allow K-12 students the ability to choose school districts, utilize online learning, and even earn financial incentives per semester for completing high school early. Advisors for Governor Rick Snyder say the primary objective of the proposal is to create career-ready citizens. The draft bill is expected to be introduced in February as part of Governor Snyder's budget presentation.
Ahmed Badji joins us now from our weather department. Ahmed, it has been crazy foggy. Is the fog going to leave us?
Yes, the fog is gone, which is good news for a lot of people, especially since there were quite a few accidents over the past couple days. I'll let you know what kind of nice weather we've got coming up over the next couple days.
It's a big day in entertainment. I have all the highlights from last night's 40th annual AMAs, plus how did the final Twilight installment do in the box office this weekend? Stay tuned after the break.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it comes.
Oh, Mom!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until there's no secret that will make you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this. They are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Shelters are the best places to find a new pet.
What a perfectly beautiful little lady.
That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals.
You little rascal.
Eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet.
Oh, ladies first.
Be that person. Adopt.
This is living. Hey, kid.
To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back, everyone. 49 degrees, partly cloudy skies outside right now, but there is some sun throughout the area. 36 degrees for our dew point. That means it'll be a little warmer, actually, overnight than it has been the past few. 61% humidity and calm winds at 0 miles per hour outside. So it's shaping up to actually be a very nice day, nice and calm, and normal fall day as well, actually. 48 down in Alma, bright sunny skies. 49 in Mount Pleasant and 50 down in Big Rapids. They have a few clouds actually in their area, and those will all be coming down in a line straight into our area, and that's what we'll be seeing for the overnight hours and into tomorrow. That's out ahead of a little bit of rain, and that's cooling off stuff down to the west as well. 49 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee, 56 down in Chicago. We're going to see a little bit of a warm-up as we move in towards Thanksgiving. Those will be coming in from the west as well. Up in the UP, they'll even be getting a little bit of heat as well as down to the south. So it's going to be a very nice week out ahead of us. But the main story is just these little spotty areas of rain out to the west. Just right here up to the west of Cadillac, a little bit around Green Bay and down towards Milwaukee. That's out ahead of a cold front, not a very strong one, that will be moving on in through tomorrow. So we have about a 30%, maybe a little bit more chance of showers throughout tomorrow. Nothing too strong, just enough to wet the grass. But we're also looking at a little bit of a chance of sprinkles throughout the night tonight. Not much, but just mostly going into the morning tomorrow. Another main story is the clouds that are coming in. Right behind it, you can see these beautiful skies that will be moving on into Wednesday, and into Thursday. So Thanksgiving is going to be beautiful, but tomorrow we're looking at some showers and some cloudy skies, unfortunately. As the cold front starts to move on in, all this beautiful weather behind it pushes right on through. Cold front moves right off to the north. And then we have a beautiful day starting for Thursday, so another beautiful Thanksgiving day. Somebody told me earlier today that they like a white Thanksgiving, and I was like, you know what? That's not too bad of an idea. I'm looking forward to some snow. Fog is gone. That's a very important thing. Beautiful Thanksgiving coming up. Probably going to be the last of some of the warm weather that we get for a little while. Sorry, getting a little bit tongue twisted today. It's one of those days. Colder weekend is ahead. We have 20s, low to mid 20s. For your lows overnight going into Saturday and Sunday. Now for tonight's forecast, 41 is your low tonight. Because the temperatures are getting a little warmer, we're getting rid of that fog. Winds will be calm again, mostly out of the south-southeast up to about 3 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow's forecast, we're looking at 51 for your high. Showers, there should be quite a few, but again, about a 30% chance throughout the day. Winds, again, are nice and calm, except for where those showers are. May start to blow a little bit higher, up to about 10 miles per hour. Stay tuned, and I'll have your 7-day forecast and your Thanksgiving forecast coming up. Back to you, Joe.
All right, thank you, Ahmed. It was the 40th annual celebration of the AMAs last night, and whether you watched it unfold or missed the action, here's Ashley Zonka with all the inside details.
The 2012 American Music Awards went off last night as an unforgettable event. From stunning performances to interesting happenings, there was never a dull moment. Pink is said to have the top performance of the night. Singing her song Try alongside one male dance partner, they created a passionate and powerful work of art. Other great performances were given by Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, and Carrie Underwood, who all walked away with awards. Justin Bieber dominated the show, winning 3 trophies, including Artist of the Year. He teamed up with Nicki Minaj to perform his new hit, Beauty and the Beat. Some observed Minaj to be a little off during the show, leading them to believe she was possibly drunk during her acceptance speech for Favorite Rap Hip Hop Album. And with the final performance of the show, Psy performed his K-pop hit Gangnam Style, but with a little surprise up his sleeve. Halfway through the show, he was joined on stage by MC Hammer, where they did a mashup of Too Legit to Quit. And while Rihanna wasn't at the awards to collect her trophy for Favorite Soul R&B Female Artist, she has more than one thing to celebrate. Today marks the release of her 7th album in 7 years. Unapologetic amps on urban dubstep R&B that's said to be Rihanna's most confident and emotionally resonant work since 2009's Rated R. There's hard-hitting club songs, feel-good dance jams, and a surprising abundance of heartfelt ballads that all showcase Rihanna's voice in ways her fans haven't heard before. She teams up with Eminem, David Guetta, and even Chris Brown. But there is no doubt she proves once again she can set and even raise the bar for modern pop music. And in the box office, the Twilight Saga had its first weekend ever. Breaking Dawn Part 2 absolutely dominated the global box office, taking in an astounding $340.9 million. That is the second highest weekend opening for a Twilight film, just shy of what New Moon brought in. The franchise as a whole has now claimed 3 of the top 10 openings of all time, with Breaking Dawn Part 2 coming in at number 8. And that's all for entertainment tonight. I'm Ashley Zonka.
All right, we welcome Chris Michael with sports. And Chris, the Chippewas are getting on a little bit of a roll recently.
Oh, you're right, Joe. The Central Michigan football team has won 3 out of the last 4 games, and they won this weekend. We got that and more coming up in sports.
Why the SBA is awaiting Pepsi's next move, what behavior is on the rise among middle schoolers, and why you should drive happy. Coming up in your Health Beat.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Bring this sweet.
If you can say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite.
Unearth hidden passion.
Come on, we'll have a good time.
Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
To change the writing on the wall. Writing on the wall.
Can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first element that helps to change a life.
People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
Do your part. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank today.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back, everyone. The Central Michigan University football team sent their seniors off right as they defeated the Miami University Redhawks 30-16 on Saturday. This was the last game at Kelly Short Stadium of the season, and the seniors' last ever game at home. There was a pregame ceremony to honor the seniors and their parents. The Chippewas started quickly as running back Zerlon Tipton scored on this 12-yard touchdown run, diving in the end zone and knocking down the pylon. This put CMU up 7-0. Tipton scored again with just under 4 minutes remaining in the half. He powers across the goal line, giving the Chips a 14-7 lead. Tipton finished the game with 113 yards and the 2 touchdowns. Central went up 21-7 in the second half with an 8-yard pass from Ryan Radcliffe to tight end Connor Odekirk. Radcliffe had 202 yards, a TD pass, and an interception in his last ever home game. Putting the game away in the fourth quarter, freshman running back Sailor LaValle bounds into the end zone after a 10-yard run, scoring the first touchdown of his career. This gave the Chippewas a 28-16 lead over the Redhawks with 10 minutes remaining in the game. Miami attempted a comeback, but senior defensive end Senior Rodriguez sacked the Redhawks quarterback in the end zone, giving the Chips 2 more points and a 30-16 lead. The game ended with that score, and the seniors won their last home game. With the victory, the Chippewas record improved to 5-6 overall and 3-4 in the MAC. CMU needs 6 wins to become bowl eligible and will go for that 6th victory next Friday. CMU's final regular season game is Friday at 3 at the University of Massachusetts. Because of his outstanding performance on Senior Day, senior safety Jaleel Adai was named MAC West Defensive Player of the Week. Adai had 10 tackles, half a sack, and a game-changing interception against Miami in his last game at Kelly Short Stadium. The Central Michigan men's basketball team was also successful this weekend as they won their home opener 76-62 over Olivet. This was also Coach Keno Davis's first win as the Chippewas head coach, making his record 1-1. Zach Saylor led the Chips with a career-high 14 points. This week, the Chippewas travel to Utah for the Utah Thanksgiving Tournament in Salt Lake City. The first game for CMU is against Wright State on Wednesday. Central Michigan's women's basketball team didn't fare as well this weekend as they lost to Green Bay 75-48. Taylor Johnson led the Chips with 12 points, but CMU could not contend with Green Bay. The Maroon and Gold have their first home game on Friday, though, as they host South Dakota State. The game tips off at 7 o'clock. The CMU volleyball team also fell short this weekend as they were eliminated from the MAC tournament after they lost to Western Michigan 3-1. The Chippewas still have the NCAA tournament, though, and that begins on November 30th.
Well, thank you, Chris. There's a lot of controversy over the newly released fat-fighting soda. Rochelle Spence has the details and more in today's Health Beat.
A carbonated soft drink that absorbs fat from your body. Well, that's exactly what Pepsi claims they have created. Just imagine it. You order a cheeseburger, a large fry, and a Pepsi Special. Then wait for the pounds to melt away. You're probably wondering what the catch is, and well, there's 2 of them. One, for the foreseeable future, the soda is only available in Japan. And second is the health angle. Pepsi Special contains dextrin, a dietary fiber that dissolves in water and is found in many fiber supplements. Point Park University professor Elaine Luther explains that if your body is not absorbing the fat, it has to go somewhere. And that's why most commonly dextrin is used as a laxative. Pepsi may face challenges if they decide to bring their newest product to the United States, since the Food and Drug Administration tends to frown on essentially unhealthy products claiming to make people healthier. Many experts advise that regardless of the added fiber, guzzling soda and other sugary drinks still contribute to health problems like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. In the search of the perfect body, teens are trying another type of product. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, more teens are using muscle-enhancing products. In their study of 3,000 middle school teens, 35% of boys reported using protein powders and 6% even admitting to already having tried steroids. Researchers say that many teens don't realize these behaviors can be harmful. Protein powders can result in poor nutrition, especially if they replace regular food intake. Researchers say it's important to choose whole foods over supplements whenever possible. New studies show that there may be health consequences from long commutes. The stress of driving in the morning or evening traffic leaves many drivers feeling frustrated and anxious. Researchers explain that if you get caught in traffic twice a day, 5 days a week, experiencing these emotions could impact your long-term health. Although there's no concrete solution, researchers say that awareness may be enough. Monitor your emotions and try to kick your negative thoughts while on the road. With your Health Beat, I'm Rochelle Spence.
Coming up, President Obama is traveling with a special guest. Find out where he's going and who he's with.
Later, there is still unrest in the Middle East as airstrikes continue to hit Gaza. We will have those stories and more still to come.
It's Timothy Green's first day at school.
What's in there? He's about to fall over.
Anything he might need. There's a box of tissues on the bottom and some Band-Aids. There's a whole first aid kit, actually.
Mom, I can handle it from here.
You don't have to be perfect
Have a great day.
That's too much pressure.
Have the day you have.
to be a perfect parent.
There are two people in the world who want you more than anything. They'll make some mistakes, but they will love you more than you can ever imagine.
There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
The first day stepping on the court, I couldn't keep up. That motivated me to step up my game. When I reach a goal, I set a new one the next day. And my next goal is